Production support for Hot and Cold is brought to you by American Solar Technics, manufacturers of components for wood burning and solar heating systems. Hey, I'm Tom Gosi. Welcome to Hot and Cold. Well, here we are, week number 2 in the kitchen, doing kitchen cabinets. And I did a lot of things I said I wouldn't do, but we still got things we got to do I said I would do. So if you stay with us, we'll do the things we said we were going to do, and we'll show you the things that we said we weren't going to do. So the thing that we said we weren't going to do, we're still going to show you in an upcoming, probably not today, but I think next week, was the fact we put the doors on the wall cabinets because I just couldn't wait. I was so excited to get the boxes up, and the doors are all hung. And what we're going to do is we'll show you how this goes on, because there's a little bit of technique involved in mounting the doors. They're easy to mount, but then you can really jockey them all different directions, like 6 different directions. So we'll deal with that in another week. What we're going to do today, though, is we're going to do base cabinets. And I've got one base cabinet left. I was trying to pick the right representative base cabinet. What we have is going to go here. It's a base 24-inch wide cabinet, has a drawer and 2 doors. So it's a little more complicated than the sink base that we did a couple weeks ago that we did not show you. We just showed it to you assembled, because we have a drawer where the sink base basically has no drawer. It just has a big hole where you can drop a sink in. So over here in our base cabinet setup, we already have a 36-inch sink base for where a double bowl sink goes, and of course that fits in right here. Then we have a corner cabinet which is here, and has a sort of an articulated door. Then we have what we call a drawer base here, and the drawers are so cool. Now I haven't done these cabinets, I mean I've done them here now, but I haven't done these cabinets for a couple of years, and there's been some changes related to the doors and the drawers, and we'll show you those as we get to those points. But right now we have to do the cabinet thing, and we go through the same drill we went through before with the base cabinet. Pretty simple stuff. We have a manual. We can look at it if we want. I'll open it up just so we're on the right page at the right time. We have a box. We have a bag full of hardware. We have, where there are drawers, we have some new hardware that we didn't have before. We have drawer hardware, which are drawer gliders. And look at this. There's a right side and a left side. And that's very important because it's very easy to confuse the two. So we're just going to put those over here, opened up, and you'll see why, how and why there's a right and left side in just a moment. We'll just undo the tape. We'll set that there and knock that down. And of course we have the conventional box of flat cabinet pieces where everything is knocked down. I'm just going to get the hinges out of the way. We won't be using those right now. And we have the same kind of things we used with the wall cabinets. It's the same hardware. We have these little posts that we're going to put in a moment. But first, we're going to attend to the drawers. So we have a left and a right side, and I just need to make sure I get the right one to, this is the right side, I believe. I can tell you in a minute. It's not. That's the left side. Duh. And I'm going to put these back together so I don't confuse them. They're pretty easy to keep straight, but just in case, the drawer hardware, this is a track with a little nylon wheel on the end here. The drawer hardware is a little different. Normally, drawers are pulled, are right on these tracks. The bottom of the drawer is on the track. These kind of hang, and you'll see why in a minute. when we get to that point. So the drawer hardware just goes in here, and again, you can do this with, you can read the instructions thoroughly, or you can just follow the pictures. I follow the pictures when I do use the instructions, but after you do a couple, it's just not a big deal. This is really a no-brainer. We take the appropriate hardware. Okay, so that's one side that's kind of prepped. While I'm at it, I'm jumping down to the second spot. I'm going to put these little posts in again. I know where they go because I've done this before. One goes back here. We've got to get the camera guy out of the way. What are we going to do with him? We got one that goes right there, and they, again, just set right in. That side is done. There's a piece for the back. We'll put that over there. Piece of foam, we don't need that. There's a base, we don't need that just yet. There's the drawer hardware. I'm just going to slide that off, and we're going to do the same thing here again with the drawer. Now there's a little piece of metal that's folded up here. See that? And that just lines up with two holes here. So that is the strength of holding the support for holding the drawer in place. And the screws, of course, just keep this drawer hardware flat against the side. So what they've done is they've kind of modularized the structural aspects of the cabinet. There's a lot of engineering that's gone into these things, and I really came to appreciate that as I did all these cabinets. And these guys have been doing it for a long time, and it really is a elegant concept. So put one there. I am looking at the pictures today because there are a few different cabinets. The wall cabinets are all very much the same. The base cabinets are a little different. Now we do the base. And you can see here, the melamine side, of course, is always a side that faces up. We just take our little cams again, like we had for the wall cabinets, and we just insert these. 1, 2, there we go. 3, 4. And we have dowels, which are also for strength. And I have to show you I have, they always give you extra parts, so you don't need to be concerned when you get done with this project. If you have extra parts, that's okay. And in fact, it's great if you're doing a whole kitchen, because if you lose something or drop something in somewhere where it shouldn't be, you can always scavenge some parts. Now I have two pieces here that are for, do I have the right ones? I believe so, yes. Okay, so I have this one here. Again, any hole that's big like this, you know a cam goes into, because there's a little hole in the side of it. So we just insert these. You could almost, it's almost intuitive that you can figure this out without going any further than that. But, there's a screw stuck in there. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got to take a quick break here. Take care of a little bit of business. When we come back, we'll put this bad boy together. Stay with us. Okay, so we're back, and there's one step that's a little different when you do base cabinets than when you do other cabinets, and we have to use a little bit of adhesive. And the only adhesive I have with me on the job site is a gallon jug of white glue, where you need to use an Elmer's type glue. And what they want you to do is fill these holes where the dowels go in these two pieces with glue. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go this route and get it all gushy and just do that. All right. Now while I'm at it, I am going to pour a little bit of glue in that hole because it'll be easier than going the other route. There we go. I am not a neat person, okay? I want you to understand that. But even so, and that just goes right there. I did that backwards, stupid man. Goes that way. And I just pulled that out. I am doing so good here today. What happened to the perfect record we had going, huh? It's got to go like that. The cam needs to be hidden on the back side. We just tighten that up, right? Okay. We do the same deal with the glue for the top piece here. And the one mistake I made, I did some cabinets yesterday. I took a dowel, I put glue on it, and I put it in this hole. I wasn't watching what I was doing. I never said I was really smart or anything, but that's why reading directions is a good thing. Put that there. That one don't want to. Okay. We're just going to drizzle a little glue in here. Be easier if I have a little bottle of Elmer's glue at home, but hey, that wouldn't be any fun. We'll put that like so. Okay, we got the base, right? These just don't take long, do they? We'll put the white side up, facing the inside of the cabinet. We put that over top, like so. Again, we just lock the cams. 1, 2. All right, and again, I want to get a little bit of glue for these. Actually, that should be in, shouldn't it? All right. Now this one, I'm just going to put some glue over the top. I don't know how long this glue has sat, but I know it's okay. All right. I'm trying desperately to get it on the floor, and I think I will be successful before we're done. We do need to put the back piece in first. You notice I've completely abandoned the directions at this point. Slide the back piece into the appropriate slots. And animal instinct just takes over as I trip and put the cabinet together. All right, can I line that up there? Let's get this end here. Oop. I'm okay. Animal instinct indeed, huh? I'm stuck over here. That's the problem. All right, let's do the top first. Get that down on the dowels. And now this end just dropped right in on its own. Boy, Corey, fight me. All right. Are you ready? 1, 2, through the magic of hand tools. 3, 4. Done. Watch this. We pick up the cabinet. It's a base cabinet. Look, Ma, I did it myself. We swing it into place. That's where it's going to go. We'll have to level it up in a minute. But we're not done yet, boys and girls. We still have, we have some pieces left. We have a shelf. We don't have to worry about that. But we have 3 pieces. How the heck would one ever make a drawer out of this? Well, remember what we had left over here from the box of parts. I'm going to put this here. We're going to take this. You ready for this now? This is just so cool. This goes like so. Watch this. I'm going to assemble the drawer. Now, I had to assemble drawers in the past, and I had to use fasteners. Look at this. Okay, see that? You missed it. You weren't paying attention. Wait, let's do it again real slow. Little stops here, and a little slot here, piece that goes into a slot. See the slot on the back there? See how that goes? Ready? You get it? Hey, wait a minute. What the heck kind of drawer is this? I don't know. Let's do this. This looks like it could be the bottom, and there's a slot there that receives the back. Okay. There are slots underneath to hold the sides in. Well, wait a minute. Is this making any sense yet? Here's the drawer front. Now, wait a minute. Have I looked at the directions? No, because I did it the other day and I remember. And if I can remember this, my short-term memory's gone a long time. It's 10 years since I've had any short-term memory, and I still remember how to do this. Okay, now we're going to do the drawer front. This has to go in. Watch, I'm going to swing this in. There's a little rabbeted edge here, like so. And there's two slots here that slip into the front. I got a drawer. Wait a minute. What do you say do we do with the drawer? We do this. Like butter. Can you beat that with a stick? You can't. We're almost done. Can you believe it? We still need to level up the cabinet, but we have to take a really quick break, and we'll level up the cabinet, which is pretty rudimentary, and we'll be right back. Hey, we're back. So we're getting close, but we're not home yet. We still have to make sure this is level. When we do any of these cabinets, they have to be level and they have to be plumb. The front needs to be vertical, the top needs to be horizontal. So this is leveled, this is not. And I have this sitting on a piece of shim that's holding up this edge because the floor is not perfectly level because I built it. And what we're going to do is just clamp it together like we did before. I love these. Actually, I got this. Got my little mini wood clamp here. I always wonder what the heck I'd ever use it. I bought it just because it was kind of cool to look at, but I'm just going to lift that up tight and get a little shim under there, just so that's even. I'm going to pull that out. We're just going to cinch that right up. All right, and then we got to pull the bottom edge. There we go. The idea here is to have these be in the same plane, which we have, and we need to level that, but we also, this outer edge here is way off. So what we'll do is we'll sneak a shingle under there, like so. Oop. And see where we're at in terms of level. We have to go up a little bit more, if you can believe that. So let's do this. Let's just go on the, rather than do that, let's go this way. For the sake of television brevity, we can always, we'll do is trim this up a little bit later. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, like butter. And then this goes here. We need to come down just a little bit on the front end. So what I'm going to do is back that out. So that puts me. There we go. All right. So he's in good shape there. Now, the only thing we have to do is make sure we're in the same plane with the wall. Now the wall, nothing is square. Well, it's off a little bit anyway. So we have to do a similar kind of deal on the back here. So I've got a shingle here. I have to check because I use shingles for phone numbers. So we're going to start right there. I think if we put the shingle right there, there's a stud there. Move the drawer out. If we drill a small hole here, small pilot hole. Now this is that mounting strip like we have in the wall cabinets. And then we take a screw and that's cinched right up. Okay, we'll put another one on the outside edge. The next thing we need to do is what we did before. I pulled this, bring that back out again. Well, let's get the hole drilled here. We have to tie the cabinets together like we did before. So we pre-drill a hole there. And where did I put my little, here they are right here. My drywall screws, my 1¼ inch drywall screws. We'll put one here. And I'm going to just bring that out into the same plane. Looks like I need to shim a little more, but let's see if we can get that screw in there. That'll lock us in place. Now you remember, whoop, I screwed that up, didn't I? I wasn't paying attention because I'm trying to do a TV show here. Let's back that up. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, this is why we have these clamps. Bring my little clamp down here. I'm going to pull it into the right plane again. What's happening is the screw, when I'm doing it by hand, is wanting to come out, drive everything apart. This way it holds together. There we go. Now, actually that slid a little bit, but what I want to show you is, I'll fix that in a sec. We're putting the screws where the hardware is. You see that's now hidden. So we can't see the mounting screws. That's the way the professionals do it. When I used to do cabinets, before I knew any better, I would put screws wherever the heck I felt like it, because that's fine. But when you look at what professional people do who do cabinets, they try to hide all their mounting hardware. So when you go in the cabinet, everything is clean. There's no extraneous hardware that's visible there. So that's a real easy thing to do. We were doing it through this whole project, and it worked very well. So what we're going to do is just fix this up a little bit. I'm going to unscrew that again because I messed it up, and we'll get that straightened out. Now we've got, there's a little bit of a tease because I don't think we're going to have to do a whole show on doors, but we've got cabinets we've bought. We bought boxes for the walls, we bought boxes for the base, and this comes in one box, as you saw. Now, the beauty of the Mills Pride product line is the fact that you can buy different fronts, and the front we have chosen for this project is called Montana Square, and I'm opening the box up here for you just to see what we have. Whoop, here we go. And we have two pieces, and these are upside down, so we flip them over. There's the cabinet door that you recognize, and here's a drawer front. Now, where we have two doors, one for either side here, we also have two drawer fronts, much like we do for the sink base. I haven't put the other door here yet because we were going to have to clamp and screw to get this tied together, but you can see here in the sink base, we have exactly the same thing, so we have a very symmetrical look. A narrow door, narrow drawer front, even though this is a faux drawer front. We're going to do the same thing here with two drawer fronts and two doors. But we're going to put those on next week because there's just, if we had about 5 more minutes, we could do the whole thing, but we won't because we're going to run out of time. What do you need when you do this project? You need, ideally, 2 cordless drills, one with a drill bit, 1/8-inch drill bit, one with some kind of a driver to fit whatever screws you're anchoring to the wall with. In our case, we were using the Torx Head gold anodized screws, which we've used for most of the house. That's for anchoring to the walls. Of course, a stud finder is kind of nice to have. A Phillips head screwdriver I use for putting in the Phillips head screws that tie the cabinets together when you put them in properly. Some kind of clamps. The little clamps are okay, like this. If you have cute little clamps like this, bigger clamps are better. Spring-loaded clamps are not that elegant. The woodworkers type clamps that slide and latch are probably the best choice, but I use what I have here and that's fine, and I made everything work fine. Probably the most important piece of hardware, or 2 things you should have that's really important: a level. When it comes time to put these things in, everything has to be level. And the other important thing is some kind of shims. And I use cedar shingles. You can buy pre-made shims that are all the same size. I like shingles because I got something real big there if I need it. I also write notes to myself on it. And then I continually cut pieces off, and they get smaller. Oh, they get smaller still. And we recycle them, and they do the job extremely well for leveling things up. Every house, with few exceptions, is going to have some irregularity, so I can guarantee you you're going to have issues in terms of leveling the cabinets where you're going to have to shim things and try to make them level, because walls aren't flat, wood twists, sheetrock gets lumpy sometimes. I could have done the work, which means everything is out of square and plumb, so you need to make them square and plumb, because this base here, I mean, it's important for this because when you're looking at it, if it's a little bit off, your eye is apt to catch it. And You can hide a lot of things, but being way out of a level or plumb is hard to hide. And it's not hard to do. You just work one cabinet at a time. It's very easy to get there. More importantly, this all has to be level, because if it is not, when it comes time to set the countertop, stuff's going to be weird. It's going to start doing, you know, it's not going to set flat, it's going to rock, and it's harder to hide imperfections in countertops if it's not perfectly level. Now granted, nothing is always right on, and we can work around it, but it's better to not if you don't have to, by doing it right the first time. And again, it only takes a few minutes. I'm going to take this apart because we're not going to have enough time on the show right now to take it apart and re-level it, but it'll only take a moment. So what we have here now is the entire kitchen pretty much installed. The only thing we need to do now is put the doors on, which we're going to do next week, I believe, or maybe a week after, because we got some other stuff in between. And then we start to work on the countertop, and we're going to do another granite countertop like the floor here. We're out of time, though. We got to go. It's been good to see you again. And if you have any questions, give us a call on the radio. You know, I was impressed with these before we started. I'm more impressed now when I see all the improvements that have happened. They haven't maintained the status quo. It's Mills Pride. It's at Home Depot, and it's a really good deal. See ya. Production support for Hot and Cold is brought to you by American Solar Technics, manufacturers of components for wood burning and solar heating systems.